first of all, the topic is, I'd like you to describe a car journey that you remember well.
T minus 1 minute. T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Okay, remember, I'd like you to speak for 2 minutes for this, so do try to speak for the full 2 minutes. Don't finish early. Can you start speaking now, please?
Okay, so being a travel buff who has set foot on tons of tourist attraction in Vietnam, and none of these places ever cease to amaze me. And what I'm about to tell you is one of the most peculiar things that I'm about to tell you is it's not the final destination which just amazed me. It was about the trip. And back in was a time when I was still a sophomore, I was always not under tons of deadlines and assignments, and I barely had time to breathe, let alone for my leisure pursuits. However, after finishing everything, my best friend, he invited me to embark on a vacation just for the sole purpose, just get away from it all. Well, at first, I know it sounds quite bizarre, but we took a passenger car, even though we know that the motorbikes have always taken the lead in Vietnam nowadays. By the time that we started the trip, for the main part is, the cost for the trip was a friend of mine, so the trip was not exorbitantly expensive. It cost next to nothing. And however, Hanoi's have always synonymous with traffic congestion and of course a little bit of air pollution, so I got held up in the heavy traffic. I'm not a saint, so I did lose my temper once in a while, and with an enthusiastic travel buddy right beside me, we started to strike up a conversation, and that's the time when our imagination reigned supreme. We imagined the trek through Sapa, which is the final destination we are about to arrive. We envisioned about the trek through rock mountains or some cascading waterfalls, along with some terrain rice fields that stretches endlessly across the landscapes. And of course, when we engrossed in the conversation too much, we usually forgot the track of time. And I don't know how, but we arrived to the ecologist, which is located on top of the mountain of Sapa. And by the time that I opened the door, I was mesmerized by the panoramic views that it delivered. And the trip really gave me such a valuable memories of camaraderies and experience that we'll cherish for life.
Thank you. Very, very well done. Obviously, your fluency is excellent and your pronunciation is one of your strong points. I would also say your lexical resource or vocabulary is really, really strong throughout the speaking. So very, very well done. Starting from the beginning, you said I'm a bit of a travel buff. None of these places cease to amaze me. I'm always snowed under with work. I barely had time to breathe. The trip wasn't exorbitantly expensive. There were cascading waterfalls, and I was mesmerized by the panorama. So all of this topic-specific vocabulary sounds absolutely great when it all comes together. To get to band score 7 in the IELTS test, you need to use a little bit of idiomatic or unusual vocabulary. But to get to band score 8 or even 9, you need to use a very dense amount of this vocabulary. And I would hope that you'd be aiming towards that level with this kind of density of vocabulary.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah. So let's move on to part 3 and some questions related to the part 2 topic. So the part 2 topic was describe a car journey that you remember well. And I'd like to ask you 1 or 2 more general questions related to this. Let's consider first of all the benefits of public transport. What are the benefits of using public transport regularly?
I mean, there's no undeniable that mass transit is of paramount importance in our daily life, especially in developed countries. First of all, let's talk about the price. It was reasonably priced, to be honest. And I gotta say that when we embark on a trip by using mass transit, it definitely extremely convenient for you to commute to work or to school. However, in developing country like Vietnam, there are still things, there's some drawback also need to be held accountable for the commuters. Like the traffic densities is definitely do some detrimental impact to the traffic flow.
What jobs need really good drivers?
I mean, of course, the taxi driver, if I've got to say that.
Why?
And because safety comes first, right? And being hospitality also one of the good things that must come along with how to capable how to drive. And beside from that, every single occupation must know how to drive in order to commute from places to places effortlessly.
Thank you very much. Excellent. So really, really great speaking again. And I just noticed one thing, the discourse marker you used. You said, besides from that. I would just make sure that you get rid of the from and just say, besides that, or besides A, I also enjoy B. Apart from that, I thought that your speaking was excellent. And again, the really high level of fluency and the ability to just answer questions immediately will stand you in very good stead in the exam.
Yeah, hopefully so. Okay, thank you very much.
Very well done.